I had to sit and listen to that music for 5 minutes before coming on air because you have to have this all set up. So you have before it, before you have, before everything's set up. And I gotta tell you something, my head's busting already. It's even worse when you have to listen to that. Desperate. Like, thanks very much for everybody for coming in tonight. Why am I laughing? It's been an absolute disaster. Sitting here 5 minutes before due to start, what did I realize? I didn't charge the tablet for the comments, so I have to use my phone. It's been an absolute friggin' nightmare. I sat for an hour, thought it was all organized, and then at the last minute it was just absolute chaos. So, to be folks, if you're coming in, as I see everybody starting to fly in the Chatter House on Facebook, don't forget to say hello. As you know, the rules is if you do not comment, I will not mention you. We are live on Facebook and we are also live on YouTube as well. There is a few people watching on YouTube, but they have not commented yet, unless it just hasn't come through yet. Don't forget, folks, if you are watching on YouTube, have your comments set to live comments, not top comments. Just make sure. And also, if you are watching on YouTube, don't forget to do this. Very, very important to do so, and also to give this video a thumbs up because it also, this is on YouTube, it spreads the word, as they say. It's just getting fancy, isn't it? All those wee buttons and all there. Right, so let's go to the Chatter House and see who's through the door. Don't forget, you must comment for me to mention your name. So let's go back to the very beginning. Let's see who's all in. Right. Now, there's 3 people there drinking and hadn't commented at this stage. Matt McGinley's getting carried away. He's going, it's Christmas. Matt, I do not share your enthusiasm. Who else is there now? Jackie McFarlane's in, as if one day I should become a singer with a Spanish bum who sings for women of great virtue. She's through the door there. Our Sam Davison and Phyllis is in. Hello from me and Phyllis. Lee Ludlow's in. Good evening, our Lee. He's actually not too far away. Do you know something? I don't know how many years now I have been saying that for. It's been a long time. Michelle McGrogan, Miss Chatterhouse is in herself. Good evening, Michelle. Good evening, everyone, and welcome along. Our Michelle's been a social butterfly. Catherine Playfair is in as well. Stuart, stop shouting. Carrie Ferguson, hello all, I'm here, but doing bedtimes. Do you know, I laugh this every week. Our Carrie turns around and says that I'll not be saying nothing tonight. I'll be in the background. And about 10 minutes later, she's yang, 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 yang. But you know something? It's all a part of it. Right, yeah, sister. Sam saying hello to everybody. Jackie's saying hello to Sam. Sam saying, Phyllis is now in her own phone. She must got data. Lee Ludlow says, unlike Sam, spreads. I'm not even reading that out. Spreads the legs. That's desperate. Sam saying hello to Lee. Johnny Cahoon's in. Johnny, nice to hear from you. Haven't heard from you in a while. Hope you're okay. Here, but eating dinner. Well, that's actually going to be part of tonight's proceedings later on. So just bear that in mind. Jackie saying, thank you, Stuart. I wanted to say, Jagger. Jack! What do you thanking me for? Did I miss something? Well, that's all right, Jackie, whatever it was. That's no problem at all. Right, now we'll see. Thank you, sure. Hi, Sam, says to Lee. Jackie saying hey to Johnny, and Lee saying hi to Johnny. Johnny saying hey. Haggy says, we had a small dinner the night we did. We had our second helping of we made Lee and I had a joint effort of cottage pie, as I call cottage pie. I make the base and he makes the top bit, which mainly means that I get pig and potatoes. Get pig and potatoes and veg. Oh, the Jackie song. Okay, Jackie. All right. So he does. I do the base and he does the top. That doesn't sound very good, but you know what I mean. working flat out and decorating. Lovely. I can't decorate because I'm into this frigging kitchen and bathroom. Don't know how to ride with a house inside. Yes, I've actually something to tell you. I'm in a private group tonight, so I can tell you. Right. Sam hasn't ate yet. Just Sam, you'll be fading away, dear. Lee says I'm at the top, and he did indeed. So we had our second helping tonight, which basically means we had half between us the first night and half between us the second. Now, do you know something? I don't care what anybody says, and I know it's a very old-fashioned thing. It's always tastes better the second time round. It really, really does. It was absolutely lovely. There's somebody else juking in there. Don't forget, you must say hello for me to comment, because YouTube's quiet tonight here. Isn't Tim for life? They said they were coming in. I know that, Ricky. We had our Ricky. Don't our Ricky was in the hour morning there. He was watching last week's story about Donna. And Donna was telling her story, but I reckon he missed it, so he decided to come in. I reckon he was at 4 o'clock in the morning watching it, and he thought it was live, and he said he was sitting chittering there away to everybody at 4 o'clock in the morning. I know these notifications the following morning. Ricky says this, and Ricky says that. Ricky was sitting talking to himself and feeling old. There's nobody in. That was over YouTube. It didn't have. Well, I was going to say I didn't have the heart to tell him, but he got slagged on TikTok about it, so he did. So, alright, he was sitting here in his own shit there in a way. Okay, folks, so, what else have I to tell you? Yes, I got told off. And I don't mind telling you because we're in a private group here. I don't care. I did a rant on Facebook and also TikTok about GP receptionists and how to treat people, how to talk to people, how to belittle you, how to bully you, and whatever, and blah, blah, blah. You've all probably seen the video. Sure, it was on a rant. Well, on the other day, this letter appears. I get a letter from my GP practice saying that I was being derogatory towards the practice, blah, blah, blah. Saying, blah, 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 if this continues, they're going to remove me from the practice. But the thing about it was, I never mentioned the practice's name, nor did I mention any of the staff's name or anything like that. So, do you know what's wrong with them? They just didn't like it. Well, tough, absolutely tough. I don't give a shit. So I don't. I really don't give a shit because I would hold my hands up if I had named the name of the practice, which I did not, nor did I mention any of the staff's names. So tough AV GP practice. Oh my God, cheek. I know, Matt. I know it's an absolute joke. Now I'd hold my hands up if I had named and shamed or whatever, but I did not. I did not. They haven't removed me from the practice, but they said if it happens again, they will. It's very good of them, isn't it? Well, we'll see what happens. Because I've looked into a few channels, and we'll see what happens about it. So I'm not happy. So Stuart's in trouble again. I don't give a shit. Well, anyway, right, on a brighter note. Before we start tonight, don't forget on Friday night, that's this Friday night at 8 p.m., Auntie Lillian is back. Something else beginning with say. Yes, Lee. Auntie Lillian is back on Friday night with our Dirty Dorothy, our Dirty Dot, and they are doing Check It Out with Auntie Lillian. And they will be, because this was supposed to be scheduled before, and it all fell down around it because I wasn't well. They are going. Tim for Life, and good evening, Stuart, and everyone in the chatter house. Hey, Tim, love. Hey, Tim, love. So, this Friday night at 8 p.m. on YouTube, Auntie Lillian's YouTube channel and the chatter house, Auntie Lillian and Dirty Dot will be trying out supermarket and different types of mince pies coming up to the festive period. So that's this. I'm sitting here wheezing like I'm sitting here wheezing like Broomhead's Pipe Band. Hi, Stuart, though. So they'll be here on Friday night at 8 p.m. If you're coming in, folks, please click go on. The event is on Facebook and also it's been posted on YouTube, I think, as well on Auntie Lillian's YouTube channel. So, there's our Tracy Weewings is in. How you, Tracy? How are you? Okay, folks, just very, very quickly, because I'm not going to write this all night. We have decided that this is going to be the last week for our toy appeal. So if you're still meaning to do something about it, or make some sort of donation, this is your final week. So if anybody wants to do so, you know where all the drop off points are all over Lisburn. You know, if you can't do that, you can send an Amazon voucher to the email address that chatterhouse55@gmail.com, or you can just make a donation through the Ko-fi page, which is in the thing. Temper Life says it's wee wees. I said, Tim, it is indeed. So this is the final week, folks. This is the final week. Right, okay. So a couple of weeks ago, we did a wee night. So we did. And I've just watched the toys. Really, that's desperate. You pay yourself. So 2 weeks ago, I can hear him laughing in that living room. You know, I'm going to go and beat him in a minute. I can actually say that tonight because I'm not on TikTok. Right. So 2 weeks ago, we did a wee night about Christmas and what it means to you, and basically what way did you celebrate Christmas? What toys did you have when you were younger? We also covered toys. I'll have to bring these comments up so everybody can see them. Sam says, you're a dirt bird. Tim says, absolutely loved the first Christmas night. Well, this one's a wee bit different. Well, actually, it's not, and it is, and it isn't, because we're starting off where we're starting up where we left off, and we finished off looking at some Christmas presents, and basically it was Christmas presents that we got, some Christmas presents we didn't get, some Christmas presents, you know, maybe other people got but you didn't get, you know, and I'm going to continue on with that, and then we're going to go into there's 2 more steps after that. We're now on Christmas Day, okay, and we're going to go through Christmas Day together, because I want to see how different everybody celebrates Christmas, what you do, and whatever. Tim for Life says, good evening, Sam. How's the cistern? He's got his fairy lights up, Tim. Our Sam's got his Christmas tree and all that. We put a photograph up during the week. Our Michelle Grogan sent me a bloody photograph as well. She has her freaking Christmas tree up as well. I haven't even thought about it. Logan, you're not on tonight. I haven't even thought about it. I am not interested in it whatsoever. Can you wash Buckaroo? Lovely. Tracy says, did anyone in the family dress up as Santa? Well, that's a very good question, Tracy. So since you have asked that, this is what it's all about. Did anybody, when you were growing up, dress up as Santa in your family? Share with the group. This is the first thing we'll do since our Tracy's joining in and doing the right thing. So did anybody dress up in your family, dress up as Santa? Tim for Life says it's snowing here in Scotland. It hasn't reached here, Tim, but apparently it's on its way there. Right, here we go. Kathy Lang's chicken in the background. Sam Davison says Tim got a new seat with the rails for my toilet. Lovely. Kai Ferguson says you want to see Michelle's Santa collection as well as the tree. Jesus Christ. On Scott, she sent me this photograph the other day. She says, I've got my first tree up. I said, how many freaking trees do you put up? Put one up. Sam says you keep freezing, Stuart. Do you, Sam? There's nothing I can do, love. I'm sorry. There's not a lot of files. Usually, if there's a lot of files downloaded, it would do it, but there's not. Tracy says my auntie did it once. Did she? Female Santa? Tim for Life says Sam, those reels will keep me on track. Lovely. Pun. Get in there. Sam Davison says I did 20 years ago. So, right, Sam's up, so you did it for the Kitty Winkles. I don't think I can ever dress as Santa. I couldn't do anything like that. I wouldn't have the patience. I'm not really child friendly. We'll have a wee kids party, just give them a wee trifle made out of night nurse. Finish them off with banana and scone. But you know what I mean? Like, no, I can't. No, I can't. I can't be bothered. That's desperate. Right. Okay. Right. So let's go back to the toys. Let's go back to the toys. Matt McGinley says Santa was walking up Bow Street today with his bell. I'm sure he was, Matt. Who says too many dirty fags. No, there's not. It's all usually Williams fags that clog it up, but I actually deleted most of them. Sam did what 20 years ago? He dressed up as Santa, Tim. And Tim says, I'm Williams' toy boy. My own and nephews, Stuart. Oh, right, okay. Your own children and nephews. Okay. So, now, the first toy I'm going to show you, I'm actually going to show you two toys here to start off with. And I want to know, does anybody know which came first? Because I was meaning to look it up and I forgot. Carrie says, never had a family member dress as Santa, but my nanny took us to the Pigeon Club one year and I recognized one of the other darts players, Santa. Did you tell everybody, Carrie? I love it, when children go to these parties and say things they're not supposed to. Here's your granny, you're back going, shushy, 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 put a bit on their mouth. Shut up. Sam says he can come to my house now. Ring his bell. Lovely. That's desperate. These are all getting worse. I swear to God. It's the Lillian influence. That's what it is. Right. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, Carrie says I told my nanny. She just told me to shut up. Tim for Life says, is Carrie the Christmas historian? She is indeed. Our Tim, Carrie's my local historian. We're actually maybe going to be doing something very soon. We haven't done it in After Dark for a while, but just watch this space. Johnny says, been a long time since they had a dartboard up. Lovely. Samson. So what's that? What's that big picture? It's like some Jesus Christ superstar. Right, okay. So what I'm going to do is, Carrie says, Johnny go here now, I'm an lady now. Right, how are these comments? What's After Dark? Oh, Tim, you haven't ever seen After Dark. After Dark is, very quickly, it's a show, it's not a show. It's an evening we do, and it's slightly later. It's always 9 o'clock onwards, because it's more of a sensitive nature. So far, we have covered Jack the Ripper. We have also covered Harold Shipman. It could be history, it could be anything, but these topics are not something that you would discuss before 9 o'clock. And they're usually very, very popular, but just with everything that's been going on recently with bereavements and stuff, we haven't had a chance to do any, but we are planning to do one very, very soon. And Carrie says Tim is in for a treat. Looking forward to that. Tim, they're brilliant. They really are. And Carrie puts a lot of hard work into them. She actually comes here and we'll do the thing together. It's really, really good. Okay. So what I want to know is, I'm going to show you a doll. I'm going to show you a doll, right? And then I'm going to show you another doll. And I want to know who came first. Who was produced first? That can sound very good. You know what I mean? Was this one or was it the other one? So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to bring the first one up. So I'm going to make myself go over here. Take the Christmas tree in the background. Catherine says, I took my granddaughter one year and she told him she was going to leave him falling down juice. Tells you plenty reading between the lines. Lovely, she's going to leave him a bottle of vodka. Lovely. So here we go. There she is. The girl herself. The girl herself. And that's our Barbie. Still our Barbie, but you know what I mean. There's Barbie. So who out of the girls or whatever had Barbie dolls? It doesn't necessarily have, because what are they called now? They're not girls' toys or they're not boys' toys. They are children's toys, apparently. Carrie says beer or whiskey. So who all had Barbies? Like our Carrie Ferguson had Barbies. Do you have Barbies, Carrie? Michelle, did you have, what about our Jai? Do you, any of you have Barbies? I have to allow for the delay now. Carrie says Barbara Millicent Rogers loves, she's giving me the full title. Barbara Millicent Rogers loved Barbies. Johnny Gahoon says, I Barbie with no nips. Temperate says, I went out with a few Barbie dolls when I was younger. Oh, you older, Tim? Is there a wee clue about you now? I'm listening to everything. Catherine says she was a Sunday girl, but then she corrected to Sunday. Well, actually, we're going to bring Cindy up. Hang on a minute. Right, hold on. There's Barbie, right? Which is a one small there. And there's our Cindy. So, what I want to know is who appeared first. I do know that, I don't know if I got this right in the right way. Leon, tell me, because he'll correct me. Cindy was American and Barbie was British. Is that correct? Tim for Life says, listen to Sherlock Holmes, sir. Cindy came first, Sam thinks. So, no, Barbie came. I've just been told from the general director it was Barbie came first. Barbie was British and Cindy was American. I think that's right. I think Cindy was American. Yeah. So Cindy was American and Barbie was British. Carrie says Barbie was first, wasn't she? Barbie is an American, Cindy. No, I think it's the other way around, Carrie. I think it's the other way around. I think Barbie was British and Cindy was American. There you go. Oh, sorry, I'm wrong. You were right. You're right. So Barbie is American and Cindy was British. So Barbie came out first. And then obviously Britain. Right, I've got dates here. Hold on. But there you go. Right. Tim says Barbie was born in 1961 and then Cindy came out in 1963. So there you go. I'll keep that up for me. There's our Will Millinan. Nice to see you, Will. When Cindy came out, that's right, because Cindy was all British and all horsey. That's right. Michelle McGrogan says, I never heard of Barbie when I was younger. It was always Cindy. Will says, I'm a real life Ken. So when then, does anybody know when was Ken introduced for Barbie? Because as far as I know, they brought somebody out for Cindy, but I don't think it ever took off. We need to look into this. Hang on. Tim says Cindy came out as a British rival to Barbie. Right, okay. Cindy starts with a C, not an S. That's right. Sam, so she does. Cindy was like Princess Anne. So does anybody know then when Ken appeared for Barbie? I got a Cindy and Duns once, lovely. Is that an Irish Cindy? Right. So Ken came out for Barbie, but if I'm not mistaken, right? Hold on. I'll just tell you your phantom of all knowledge here, dear. How on? Ken Doll came out in March 61. The Ken Doll came out in March 61. So, was there not somebody brought in for Cindy? Or am I imagining things that didn't take off? I think was there a man came in for Cindy, or she just become an Elizabethan or something? I don't know. That's awful. It didn't mean not be offensive, by the way. I'm just saying. She had a single life. I could have swore there was something came in for Cindy, but it didn't take off. I don't know. Ken would have been about late 60s. So it was 61, March 61 for Ken. Ken was introduced at the American Doll Fair. Just another time for life, dear. Just tell me the phantom of all knowledge and dolls, dear. I could have swore there was something brought out for Cindy, but it never took off. I remember Cindy's horses. I remember the big house. Cindy was all Claire Balding and Butch. That's right. That's right. I can remember the big house. Or was that Barbie? I get confused between the two of them. I get confused. I can't remember. Yeah, we're gonna have to look into this. We're gonna have to look into see if Cindy got a man. We're gonna have to find out. Cindy's right. Hold on. We've got an update. Cindy's boyfriend was Paul. He who came out in 1965. I don't remember Paul. So apparently Cindy had Paul and Barbie had Ken. So there you go. Just tell me I'm glad you're here, dear. Right, okay. Now, moving on from the dolls, the value of the dolls, there was another little game that popped up on my Google today when I was having a bit of a juke at some of these. Now, this game was a wee bit of an intellectual one, as far as I know. Does anybody remember this one? I walk a lot. Oh no, Tim. Does anybody remember this one? Does anybody remember the Mastermind game? Does anybody remember that? I like to give you different ones, not just the silly ones that we all heard of. Does anybody remember that one? Cindy the Wee Player. That's desperate. So does anybody remember this game? Obviously, Mastermind was off the television. But this game came out, and as far as I know, on the thing there, you had all those little holes. Sam had it. And what you had to do was, looks hard. Well, what you had to do, well, see at the back there, you can see there's a little bit that's sort of covered over by a thing. Well, there was a color combination behind that. And what you had to do is you had to work step by step by step by step by step, closer and closer and closer till you got the right combination of colors. And then say you got one right, on these wee tiny ones here, a white one, I can't remember what the color coordination was, but if you got put white and it was right, you put black and it was wrong or something, and you had to work it out. It worked on the same sort of thing like Cluedo did, it was a matter of work trying to work it out, and then hopefully you got the right color sequence before you got to the top, because if you got to the top, you lost. Now here's another bit of information. Tim must be googling like mad there. Mastermind was invented in 1970 and released in 1972, and was invented by an Israeli postmaster. Well, by Jesus, he may come over here because we don't get any post, but that's another story. So there you go. So Mastermind was invented in 1970, released in 1972, and was invented by an Israeli postmaster. There's a wee bit of information for you now. Right. So flying on, it's like Battleship. Yes, Sam, that's right. That's right. It's just like Battleship. But you know what I never worked out? I never worked out. Who was your woman on the front? We'll see if I can get her any bigger here, but we'll see. Hang on. Who was your woman there? And who was he? Because they were never seen on TV or anything, so who the hell were them two? Hope you don't mind these wee bits of info. No, Tim, it's actually great. Who were them two there, Bonnie and Clyde, on the cover? Nobody knows. Right, okay. So, now, my chosen subject is customer Sigs who smokes what? 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 My chosen subject is customer Sigs who smokes what? I just smoke anything. Well, right, now you're all bound to remember these annoying little shitty things that did everybody's head in. Does anybody remember these? Did anybody have one? Did anybody have one? Does anybody know what they are? Without me telling you? I hated them. I had one and it went in the bin. I couldn't cope. Matt McGinley had one. I couldn't cope. I couldn't cope. I just couldn't cope with it. JPS Reds, Johnny says. These were the virtual pets. These were the first virtual pets. Thomas something. You had to feed them. You had to clean them. You had to look after them. Will Morgan says I had one. Johnny Cahoon says I loved them. You had to clean them. You had to look after them. They beeped in the middle of the night. Didn't matter what. Matt McGinley says they were banned from our school. Never wonder, Matt, because the bloody things always looked fed. They always looked bloody cleaned in the middle of the night and everything. It was desperate. Oh, here we go again. Here, Tim. That I can't pronounce this. That Tamagotchi was released in Japan in 1996 and internationally in 1997. Oh, Tim. Tell me your fingers are googling well there, dear. Unless you knew it already. Well, since they died, I couldn't cope with them. I really, really couldn't cope with them. It was just too much. It really was too much. You know, you were getting up in the middle of the night, and people actually were becoming obsessed with them. They really, really were. It was desperate, you know. But I think it was like everything else. The bloody faded out. The faded out. Okay. Bring them back. Will says no, no. Well, no. Right. So that is. Is there any more toys there? Let me see. Not at the moment. No. Right. So what we're going to do now is we are going to move forward on our Christmas day. So we all get up in the morning. Now, can I ask you a question? Lee says in 1996 you were an adult. Sure, I know, Lee, but I still had one. I had to try it out. Try it out for sure. Can I ask you a question? Now, we're on Christmas Day here, right? I hear people saying on Christmas morning, hold on. Johnny says the best thing was the aliens in the jail and all the babies and all. Oh no, no. Will says it's a bit like Pokemon. I was once walking in a park and a guy said, "Did you get him there?" I didn't have a clue what he was about. Right, Christmas morning. Now, I don't understand this, now, because people say this to me and I don't understand it. People say to me they have a fry on Christmas morning to eat. Other than our Fifi Versace, and that's it, Fifi. That was saying love, yes. Hey, are you, Fifi? Love you, all right? Who the hell would have a fry on Christmas morning when you're going to have your dinner in the afternoon? By the way, Fifi, we're talking about Christmas past and present. We're talking about, you know, your daily routine at Christmas. You know, what do you do at Christmas? And I'm bringing up a few photos and all that. Who could manage? Tim for Life says, hello, Fifi. Our Tim Senior podcast. Fifi, thought you were great. So, who would have a full fry on Christmas morning? Matt McGinley says, not at all, ruin my dinner. I would be the same. Matt, these ones could say they get up in the morning and have a big fry. Will says, that's what I have in the 12th morning. Well, I was waiting on that. Well, personally, I couldn't. I couldn't have a fry on Christmas morning because I wouldn't eat my dinner either. Now, before I start talking about the Christmas food, can everybody give me an idea roughly what time they would have their dinner on Christmas Day? Tim for Life says he has a food fry up. Lovely. Jeez, Tim. Lee says I wouldn't. It would put me off the Sprouts. Lovely. And it'd be shitting the rest of the day the way you normally do. Right, so what time would you all normally have your Christmas dinner at, roughly? On Christmas Day, please participate. That's why we're here. Will says I have a glass of advocate. Oh, Michelle McGrogan likes that, Will. I'm Michelle McGrogan loves that, don't you, Michelle? I have a glass of advocate for breakfast on Christmas morning and my dinner nearly 6 o'clock. Well, Temper Life says we have our Christmas dinner at 4 p.m. Jesus Christ, my tongue will be hanging out of me. Then again, what time do we have ours on? Lee, what time do we have our dinner at, love? I can't remember. Johnny says usually was a beer for breakfast before I had kids. Fifi says, oh, just a mini cereal. Keep myself hungry for dinner, usually about 2 p.m. Lee, what time do we have our dinner at? I can't remember. I can't remember what time we have our dinner at. What about Carrie and Michelle and all them? Michelle says used to. She's talking about the apricot. I wish Michelle McGrew could drink about the apricot. She's never drunk it ever since. She was like the exorcist for 2 days after. Michelle, what time do you have your Christmas dinner at normally? RJ? I couldn't know what time we have ours. I think it's about 3. 3 or 4, I think. I think it's about 3 or 4. He must have picked out. I can't remember. Johnny says I'm near sleeping at 6. It's time for the food come. Sam says 2. Oh, excuse us. Hang on, Tim will go over here in a minute. Sam says 2 p.m. for soup and a cold starter. Dinner at 3, dessert at 7. There you go. Carrie says 2 p.m. latest for dinner. Kids would eat me otherwise. Lee says about 3. I was thinking that. Johnny says dinner's 3 p.m. Will Millen says I have a cheese board on Christmas Eve. Excuse us. Well, you're going to make me swear, and I never usually swear in this group, but you're going to make me swear. Fuck you think you are. I have a cheese board. It's going to have done stores like everybody else there. Right. Hang on. Temper Life says, my God, that takes me back. A snowball drink. Oh, God, no, Tim. And he says, Sam's normally on the toilet by 5. Hang on. Fifi says usually hungover Christmas morning. That's one thing I never did. Fifi, when I did drink, I never drank Christmas Eve. I had all my addiction and everything. I never drank on Christmas Eve. It was weird because I didn't want to ruin Christmas Day and I just couldn't remember the rest of the time at all. Johnny says, sounds like a good Christmas morning. Jackie says, we have ours at 4. And then Will says, then 6 mince pies and brandy sauce with mulled wine. Well, you must be sitting blocked on Christmas Day. You must be off your trolley on Christmas Day. You've got bloody mince pies with brandy and the mulled wine. Advocate for breakfast and something else. You'd be blocked out of your skull. I expect you can remember your dinner. Temper Life says, sorry, Sam, I love you, really. Don't be telling them that. Tell me we were looking you. Michelle says, sorry, was seeing the grandkids. Say, that's all right, our Michelle, love. We're just talking about advocate and well drinking all day on Christmas Day, getting back and doesn't remember none of it. Right, okay. So let's go on to dinner. Let's go to dinner. Let's go to Christmas dinner. Now, What is controversial? Well, it says I get back on Christmas Eve watching Midnight Mass. Lovely, I'm sure you do. Lee says Tesco selling large boxes of cheese used by the 17th of December. I saw them today. Look out for the break. Sam says no alcohol allowed in my house any day of the week. You're just right, Sam. And Tim says I better stop telling toilet jokes. I don't want Sam feeling flushed. Now, see this dinner that I have put up, this little Christmas dinner? I'm well straight in there. I was just about to say, what is controversial about this Christmas dinner? I was straight in there. Yorkshire puddings, because a lot of people do put Yorkshire puddings on their Christmas dinner, but it's not traditional. I like them. I would have them, but it's not traditional. Tim's shouting, well. Then again, it's your dinner. If you want to have Yorkshire puddings on your dinner, you can have Yorkshire puddings on your dinner. Lee says that's not a dinner, really. That's a starter. Fifi says, where's the Brussels? Oh, I right enough. There's no shit bombs on them. There's no Brussels. Nah, we're actually going to talk about those in a minute. Carrie says Yorkies are rife. They belong are life. They belong with everything. Fight me. I love Yorkies. And Tim says Yorkshire puddings are a no for Christmas. Johnny says, see, let's be honest, I'm not really, Johnny, what's your language? Because Facebook will book you out, love. It looks like that just threw in the plate. I wouldn't eat dinner like that. It's only an example. Honestly, I just picked it out. But I'm going to give you a wee bit of history here. Brussels with bacon, yummy. The aftermath, not so nice. Right, so Turkey. Let's talk about our dinner, right? Fifi is getting her wind up about the sprites. Tim says, turkey became popular Christmas dinner tradition, primarily due to its large size, which was ideal for feeding families, and royal endorsement from King Henry VIII and Queen Victoria. Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol further cemented the idea of a large turkey as the ideal festive meal in the Victorian era, making it a widespread symbol of a generous Christmas feast. Over time, technological advances and mass production made the bird more affordable and accessible to the general public. So there's a wee bit of history. There's a wee bit of history about your turkey. Kai says turkey was introduced in the Tudor area. Sam says no Yorkie in my house. Will says if it's not moist, I don't want to know. Lovely. Sam pass out for an hour later after dinner. He says, what about the turkey? Well, Tim Life says the ideal festive treat for Lillian is my giblets. Tim! That's desperate. Hold on. Right, hold on. What's coming next? Right, we're all talking about them there, so let's bring them up. Not literally. Fifi says turkey once a year. It's drier than Gandhi's flip flop. Now, what are these little beauties? What about these little beauties? Who doesn't like them? Who doesn't like them? Who doesn't like the Brussels sprouts? Our Fifi likes them because she was mentioning them there. Kai says Johnny Cahoon, yes, there's a cheese board will tell you at the 9. Johnny Cahoon says, but questioning, he even likes turkey chicken in our house. Chicken in our house. Will Milne says turkey is nice, but I wouldn't like to choke it. That's desperate. That's desperate. Right. Would anybody have their Christmas dinner without Brussels sprouts? Does anybody really hate them and they wouldn't have them? Tim for Life says he loves sprouts. Our Tim for Life. Kai says Brussels are stinking in the bin. Will Mellon, I know what he's going to say here. Will Mellon says, I love them, but everyone around me hates me having them. Sam Davison says, cook your turkey upside down, and it will be moist. Fifi Versace says, love them. I even drink the Brussels water. Fifi! I'm going to be sick. Jackie loves them. Jackie McFarlane loves them. And Sam loves them as well. Brussels sprouts are a Christmas tradition due to their winter seasonality, becoming sweeter after the first frosts, which made them a readily available fresh vegetable for the Victorian era. When the modern roast dinner and Christmas feasting traditions took shape, they also pair well with the rich flavours of holiday meals and are considered a nutritional powerhouse. So there you go. Lee Ludlow likes them fried, and he also likes them done in the air fryer, roasted as well. Will Millen says bacon over your turkey makes it nice and moist. Jackie saying hello to Fifi. Michelle says hate the things, and yes, Sam always cook my turkey upside down. Will Millen says I once made a pie with them before. Lovely. She was shitting for a week after. Well, desperate. Right, okay. Now, Sam says, Fifi Versace, the water is good for you, as well as cabbage and onions. So let's go to another little part of your dinner. Did I mention? Was there something else here? Hang on. Stuart's checking his notes. Hang on. Stuart, do you know the strongest vegetable? What's that, Tim? What's the strongest vegetable? What's the strongest vegetable, Tim? A Brussels sprout, lovely. Well, a nice Brussels on champ pie, lovely. Lee says my guts would be like a washing machine and pits her in your chest. Right. Now, I had a bit of paper about something there and it's not here. I'm going to crack up. Okay, so we'll do this next. So let's take the Brussels away. And let's go to this one. So we've had our turkey, we've had our Brussels. Don't forget our stuffing. Now, this is only an example again. Yes, these are all stinkers with the Brussels sprouts. Right, this is your stuffing. There's many variations of stuffing. People just use sage and onion. Some people use sage and onion with sausage meat. There's many some people are actually known to use minced beef as stuffing as well. There's so many different types. Tim Fry says he loves good stuffing after dinner. Lovely. Sam says Christmas pudding and trifle. Well, Will says you need tinsel lights and on clock. It's too early yet. Well, I'm not a Christmas person. Well, right. Stuffing. Flavor and texture. Stuffing absorbs the savory juices from turkey, adding a rich flavor and pleasing texture to the meal. It's also a way to add herbs, spices, and other ingredients to the plate. Historically, stuffing was a practical way to use up stale bread, which otherwise would be discarded. It was also a way to make similar or less succulent cuts of meat go further. By cooking stuffing inside the bird, its flavors was enhanced by the roasting juices and the bird itself was kept moist. The tradition of stuffing meat goes back centuries, with early examples found in ancient Egypt and Rome. As a result, stuffing became deeply intertwined with Christmas and holiday meals, particularly Thanksgiving and Christmas, and is passed down through families. Modern adoption today, many people cook stuffing separately from the turkey to ensure it's cooked up to a safe temperature to avoid food-borne illness while still enjoying its classic taste. History Dave Stewart. Right, hold on. After the clock, Will says, no, Carrie says, pack so fine for stuffing. Fifi says, shove your stuffing up your turkey. Will says, I will come and put them on your clock for you. Hope you're talking about the tinsel, Will. I love a good stuffing, Will says. Lovely. Sam says, forgot stuffing, sage and onion, mixed sausage, meat, onion, cranberry sauce, and breadcrumbs. Lee says, there's an offer you don't get every day. Oh, no, Lee. Michelle says, I told him today I was going to put his tray up. No, you should not put my tray up. What? Jackie McFarlane likes wet stuff and not dry. I didn't know you could get dry stuff in jar. Tim for Life says, has anybody tried putting the stuffing over the top of the turkey and then covered by bacon? It's stunning. So you put the stuffing over the top of the turkey and then cover it with bacon. It's stunning. No, Tim. I've never tried it that way before, dear. You're not on it. Well, do you know something that actually sounds nice? That actually sounds nice. Yes, that's right. Will says, nothing worse than dry stuffing. Walks like John Wayne for weeks. Well, you're getting bloody worse. And I'm raging because I've lost sheet. Where's my sheet on that? Hold on. I had a very important bit of thing. What did I say? It's a very important bit of information about the Christmas dinner. Hell is it going? There is no sheet in the printer. Lost the sheet. Well, anyway, right. Michelle said Michelle McGrogan bring them in our few trees. Sure, but I don't want no trees. I'm not Christmas. I'm Grinch. I'm Scrooge. Right. Okay. Now I'm gonna have to wing it with the last one here because Fifi says replied to Will. Had a fresh veg. Yes, it has to be fresh veg. No frozen veg, please. Has to be fresh. I wonder if Tesco's and Sainsbury's are going to do their re-offer this year with the cheap vegetables. They're going to do it for about 15p or something. Everybody goes in like mad for shit. Nothing there, dear. No, do what I've done with. Okay. I wonder if they're going to do the re-offer this year. Michelle says I have loads of spare ornaments I could take up. No, you're not. You're not dressing my house for Christmas. I have no room. My house is full of clutter as it is.
Come and do your clock.
No, do you know what it is? I can't find my information on Cranberry. I don't know what I've done with it. We'll talk about that at the end. Littles normally do it for 5p. What, the veg? Well, Tesco's last year. I like Little's veg. That's where we get all our stuff there. Turn into real Little's Queen. So I have
Newgate.
What? Newgate Queen. Callie's closed now for bed. Jackie McFarlane, you wouldn't buy nothing. I better watch I don't get into trouble again. You wouldn't buy nothing out of them, and they're absolute robbers. They would rob you. Callie's fruit and vegetables and the long stone. Just Christ, you need a mortgage to shop in. Well, says yes, so the veg. I hope you don't got me having on there. It's up a dare. Jesus Christ. Now, I'm going to return to food in a wee minute. But I just want to show you something here.
Oh, mine.
Oh, mine, I'm doing the wrong thing. What did I say? Does anybody remember this? I'm going to go back to dinner in a minute because I have a couple more items to show you about dinner. Does anybody remember this? I know. Could you swap it for a cool one for me? It's that magical time. It's that magical time of the year. Hang on, I can't even read it. I can't read it with the media. Hold on. Hold on. It's that magical time of the year where just 4 wire coat hangers, some tinsels, baubles, and candles, your child can turn your house into a raging inferno. Remember that? All the most flammable things. Tim says the Blue Peter outfit, right? All the most flammable things. Everybody's laughing. The tinsel was flammable. The tinsel was flammable. The baubles were flammable. Can we come do that for you? You know, you're burning my house down. Look, real candles. Look, I'm pointing. You can say, real candles beside the tinsel. Real candles. Jesus Christ. Could you imagine them in your house? Well, says, we'll have already read that out. Could you imagine having them with children in the house? And they were encouraging children to make these. They were encouraging children to bloody make these. Oh my God. PP says his big looks flammable. But they were Tim says you got a Blue Peter badge if you put the fire out. Oh, his wig looks flammable. That was hang on. John Noakes. John Noakes. Just imagine having that in the house. Honest to God. Carrie says, I'm not allowed candles anymore. Okay, could you imagine that with children in the living room? And they're encouraging children to make that. Oh, pardon me. Excuse me. Making children make that. Oh my God. Michelle says Carrie isn't allowed candles. We sat long enough one day and any over a candle experience. Were you doing the Carrie White? Carrie Ferguson, you doing the Carrie White? Temporary says there's Sprite. I mean, that's even better. What if you have eaten Sprites and you had off near with that thing? Just Christ, the house will blow up in one go. Right, okay. Now, my hand still hurts thinking about it. Right, so what we're going to do now is I've got two more just items of food to show you, and that's it over. But before we do so, Sam says we made in school on Christmas Day. I put a match to them, and the tree went up in flames. Couldn't sit away. My arse was red and sore. Well, says I once. You once what? I had a guy drip wax near me and burnt the back of me. I know it's awful sore. Candle wax is awful sore, you know. Right, okay. So I'm gonna be back in 1 minute. Miss Madame Lafarge has some Christmas advice with you, so I will be back in about 1 minute 30. I'll get this off first. Hello, James Rodney. Again, this is your 60-second Christmas shopping morning. When you're out and you like to get organized like around the Illion there, please be warned when you're doing your groceries to check your dates. There's a very important message this year. So this is your Andy Williams Christmas warning. When you buy goods like this, or you buy goods like this, they all have the Christmas branding on it. They do indeed. They all have the Christmas branding on it. But the only thing is, just be warned, because some of them have dates like this. So if you're out doing your messages and you're stocking up for Christmas, you like to get organized early, check your dates, because I have heard of people are going out and they're stocking their stuff up there. And when Christmas comes, they can't use it. They have to pop it out there. So when you're doing your Christmas shopping, check your dates there. I was running around the last minute there trying to get a nice wee Christmas pair of tights. So there you go. There's a wee Christmas warning. So we're on the Illion. Get it up your way, you're young. And there you go. So that's Auntie Illion's warning. And you know something? It's true, because this is happening all the time. People are buying and stocking up for Christmas, and the dates. They've got the Christmas branding, they've got snowmen, they've got Christmas trees, they've got everything, and the branding's up. Lee said something earlier on there. something today. There was cheese boards and stuff in Tesco's, and they have the Christmas branding and things on, and the date's the 17th of December. So you just have to be very, very, very careful, especially in this day and age where everybody's sort of scrimping along or whatever, and you are trying to stock up. So please be careful. Tim says that Lillian's Christmas shoplifting orders are open. I think they were opened about 2 months ago. Tim, knowing her. Carrie says candle caught fire in the house, and instead of throwing water over it, I grabbed it and hoofed it into the bath. Sat in the oil all bloody night. Went into shock going down the motorway. Poor Michelle sat with me all night. Well says, am I seeing the lovely Walker's mince pies only $3.99 a box and dated the April? It's but some of them are ridiculous. Well, as I say, you heard Lee saying there about the cheese board, and different things, and they're only dated, say to the 15th of, and believe it or not, those tunics or tonics, the things that I rant and rave about every year and give off. Here's Ricky coming at the end of the night. Them tonics or tunics or malas and stuff, tea cakes, some of them are, the dates are only until the middle of December too, so you need to be careful. Whether they've got Christmas branding on them or not, you need to be careful, because some of the dates does not last to Christmas. Well says, I'm selling lovely Walker's mince pies. Oh, you're selling Walker's mince pies? Well, I might get some up you for Auntie Alien's taste test on Friday off. Fifi says, I've already robbed a tin of Quality Street off my mum. Just make sure the quality's good. Have you ever seen the size of the Quality Street tins? Ricky's saying, well, folks, have you seen the size of the Quality Street sort of containers? Now they're not even tins compared to the old ones. And Carrie says, tiny tins now, though, was the quality good? So I've got 2 more items to show you before we finish tonight. So we are. So back to Christmas dinner, and we have another part of Christmas dinner, and that's these. Who likes these? Well, Willen's going, right! Will's right! Yeah. Anyway, so who likes these? Who likes these little boys in blankets? Pigs in blankets. I've seen tiny tins of sweets, or some saying there. So, pigs in blankets. So, pigs in blankets appeared in the UK originally in the 1920s, but became widely popular in the 1990s, largely thanks to a recipe from Delia Smith. The specific dish of chipolata sausages wrapped in bacon was popularized in the 1990s, though similar recipes existed earlier. The early mentions of pigs in blankets was recipes for sausage-based version began in UK cookery books as early as 1920s. The surge became in 1990s. The dish became a Christmas staple across the UK, significantly boosted by Delia Smith's recipe. Some people recall eating them in the 1970s and 80s, suggesting that they were made at home before the mainstream popularization. The US connection, the term pigs in blankets first appeared in the US in 1957 in Betty Crocker cookbook, but that recipe typically referred to hot dogs wrapped in pastry, not sausages in bacon. And Ricky's saying, well. Carrie says, pigs and blankets, yes, please. Carrie, I could eat them in a sandwich. I have to say that. I could eat them in a sandwich. I love them. I could actually have them on their own, maybe a few wee chips. I know I'm strange. I know. Well says, I love a sausage. Phoebe says she loves a big sausage. Well says, I can eat the whole plate. So can I, Will. Sam says, I don't like pigs. I don't eat bacon usually. I put the cocktail sausages on my plate. Everyone else gets pigs. And Will says, I love them on a hedgehog. Because that's what we were actually talking about today. Lee says to me that when we were younger, obviously we didn't have pigs and blankets, before the 90s, as I said, they're in the sheet. But the thing about it was cocktail sausages in our day that we got. You know, it was just cocktail sausages on their own. Carrie says Sainsbury's are doing pigs a pair. Oh my God, to be telling Lillian that, Carrie. Sainsbury's are doing a pigs in blanket sandwich. That I would like to try. That I would like to try. And Tim says they looks as if Lillian's been busy. I go, oh, 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 excuse me, folks. Excuse me very much. I had a wee thing about the last item here, and I freaking lost it. No, I'm done with it now. I don't have an wee look here. So, what I'm going to do is, right, got it. I've got it. I found it. Actually, there's two more things I'm going to do before we finish tonight. So, the last part of the dinner is an optional extra. Carrie says, no, Will says pickled onion and cheese. Pickled onion and cheese and pineapple. Oh, lovely. Right, so who has this with their dinner? Who would have this? Now, this is an optional extra. This is an optional extra. Oh, God, no. Who likes it? Because I don't. I don't. I detest it. I couldn't even touch it. I couldn't have it near me. And this is the famous cranberry sauce. Wise are answering. Cranberry sauce has not always been part of the UK Christmas dinner. It's more of a recent addition, with its popularity surging in the late 20th century. A friggin' Delia one again. Its popularity surging in the late 20th century, particularly after being featured in Delia Smith's 1994 friggin' cookbook again and TV series. While it's now a common accompaniment to turkey, historically accompaniments like red currant jelly or bread sauce were more traditional. Ricky says rotten. Ricky, I don't like it either, love. I can't stand it. Tim says it looks like the turkey's inside. I can't stand it. Carrie says cranberry sauce is not optional. I'm the same. Carrie Will says, am I the only one in my house who takes it? Will says, I never ate the whole jar on my own. Jackie says, yes, along with applesauce. Well, he likes applesauce with his lamb, is it? Yeah. Or pork, sorry. Carrie says it's very American. Sam says, love it. Had 3 bottles of it so far. But you know what annoys me? Do you know what annoys me? If you're out somewhere, or say you're ordering a wee sandwich, like out of a deli or something, or you're getting something delivered or whatever, and you see a Christmas sandwich, they automatically put cranberry on it. And then when you turn around and you say to most places, can I have it without the cranberry? They say no, it's already mixed in, and that bugs the life clean out of me, because it turns me. The only accompaniment I could take with anything is mustard. Good old Coleman's English mustard. I would take that with lamb. I would take that with beef. You behave yourselves. I would take it on a lot of things, but I can't take anything. I guess I don't like applesauce. I don't like cranberry sauce. I don't like mint sauce. It makes me throw up. Lee takes mint sauce with lamb. It's lamb. Applesauce with pork. He likes all the sauces, but I can't take it. It's friggin' rotten. Will says I stick my sausage in it. I'm sure you do. Well, Carrie says I'd eat a jar of cranberry sauce easily with spoon. Oh, Carrie's going to make me sick. Right, so the final question of tonight is, what do you have for your dessert on Christmas Day? Are you traditional with the Christmas pudding? Or what would you have for your dessert? And this is the last question of tonight. Will says, have it with turkey. It looks like, well, that's desperate. I'm not reading that out. Sam says, mint is lamb, pork, apple, Mackey's Bakery doing a Christmas pie, sausage, turkey and ham, cranberry sauce. See, I couldn't eat it. You know, because even I love a wee Christmas sandwich and all, even a wee bit of mayonnaise or something, you know, but not. You automatically put cranberry and it's already mixed in, and I think it just spoils it. You should do maybe a wee mix without the cranberry, you know. So this is your final question of the night, folks. What do you have for your dessert? What would you have for your dessert for your Christmas dinner? Sam says trifle and Christmas or Victoria sponge. I can't eat trifle either, Sam. I am not. I have a very, very sweet tooth, but I cannot eat trifle. I don't like it. Um, Tim says nothing beats a good double chocolate gâteau with fresh cream. Carrie says profiteroles. My mum used to like those. For them and cheesecake for me. Had a gorgeous mint cheesecake last year. Will says I have a trio of desserts: Bailey's cheesecake, sherry trifle, or is that sherry truffle? Sherry trifle and Christmas pudding with brandy sauce. More drink, Will? I'm going to tell you something. See, after your Christmas dinner, I must be picking you into the clinic. You must get the DTs after your Christmas dinner. On Tuesday after Christmas Day, it must be we're pumping you out for 2 days. I can't remember what we have. What do we have? Sometimes we'll have a pavlova. I like a wee pavlova. I like cheesecake myself. And I like a nice old-fashioned cheesecake, a nice strawberry cheesecake, or a lemon cheesecake is very, very nice on the palate. It cleanses the palate after your dinner. Kathy Lang says pavlova. Sam says I eat a lot of sweet stuff. My Christmas dinner, I eat soup. Don't eat the dinner and give the sweet trolley. I get the sweet trolley. Tim says don't light a match next to Will at Christmas. I know, Tim, honest to God. Will says I go to rehab on Boxing Day. Ricky has Christmas pudding and custard. Okay, last question. Will's just asked a question. Boxing Day. Curry or not? I think he means turkey curry. What do you do with your leftover turkey? This is the last question of the night. What do you do with your leftover turkey? And this is the final one of the night. What do you do with your leftover? We would make a wee turkey. Do we make a turkey curry? We turkey stir fry is actually quite nice. So it is. Or sandwiches. Using the leftover turkey. I like a wee turkey sandwich, turkey and ham. Do you know something? I'll be quite honest with you. See the ham, the gammon, or whatever you want to call it. I actually prefer that better than the turkey. It's only the last couple of years we have actually had turkey because we normally just have chicken because we're not really a turkey lover. Ricky says he makes sandwiches. Jackie says we have picky food. I got to see Jackie. Lee says I'm terrible for picky food. If you give me, even during the year, if you give me chicken strips, a few onion rings, and a few potato wedges or something, and I just sit and watch the TV and pick, I prefer that in the dinner. Tim for Life says on Boxing Day we make a stir fry with the leftovers. Yeah, that's nice, Tim. I've actually had that myself. Will says Boxing Day curry, big tradition for me. Michelle says we usually do another Christmas dinner on Boxing Day, but due to changing circumstances this year, it will not. It will be just a picky day. Will says Mum calls them titbits, and Will says I eat tits over Christmas. Well, you're desperate. No, we just basically just use it. I don't know, sandwiches. Maybe a wee salad or something, a wee salad at Christmas. You never know, some stranger things that happened. Just whatever you can use it up for, slice it up, just have a wee but I like the ham. I prefer the ham. But you're feeding the 50,000 this year too. Carrie says, Michelle, lovely. Okay, folks, well, look, thank you very much for joining me tonight for our Christmas past and present part 2. These nights always seem to be very, very popular, so they do, because it gets the conversation going, and that's what it is all about. So thanks very much for joining me tonight. Don't forget this is the last week again for RP. Anybody still wants to give anything, any toys or anything, just let me know. You know where to go or whatever. Will says I had salad the other day in work and I near had a heart attack ordering it. It's not that. Well, salads you need a degree to order them. Sam says Boxing Day I still have Xmas to do for Adam. I usually eat my Christmas dinner on Boxing Day. I can't handle Christmas, Boxing, New Year's Day, all big meals. Christmas Day is just sandwiches, chicken curry for me. Um, and Phyllis's pies. Lovely. Jackie says, great night, Stuart. Thanks for everybody. And Sam says, sweet dreams. And Tim says, bloody loves this. It gets you in the mood. And for Christmas, fig off. Yeah, I can't stand it. I'm the Grinch. I've always been like this. I have always been like this. And with circumstances in the past, as you all know, Christmas has never ever been the same. I'm not going to go into it because I will really, really get myself annoyed. But last year was a bit easier. This year, I'm struggling a bit, but we'll be all right. We're all together and we're all there for each other, and that's the main thing. Will says, I really enjoyed tonight. Thank you. And Carrie says, see you all again. I'm away to stick a tree up. Lovely. So don't forget, folks, this Friday night, 8 p.m. on Auntie Lillian's YouTube channel. Everybody on YouTube will be on Auntie Lillian's YouTube channel. Auntie Lillian and Dirty Dot are on Friday night at 8 p.m. for checking out Auntie Lillian and Dirty Dot. That's 8 p.m. Facebook as well. Don't forget, once again, if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget, if you haven't done, just do that, and don't forget to give this wee video a thumbs up. Well, listen, folks, thanks very much for joining me. Good night, Ricky. Good night, Tim for life. Tim says, think of me and it'll cheer you up. Lovely. Everybody's saying, good night. Good night, good night. Okay, folks, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to leave you with the cheery music while the stream ends. So I will see you all, if I can get it up here, heard that before, very, very, can't find my picture. Where's my picture? Hang on. There's my picture. See you soon.